Scandal unveiled. Whispers of billions lost. Malaysia, a land of vibrant culture and economic promise, found itself at the heart of a storm. A financial scandal so audacious, so brazen, it shook the nation to its core. Billions of dollars vanished into a labyrinth of shell companies and offshore accounts, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions and shattered trust. This is the story of one MDB. At the center of this maelstrom stood Najib Tun Razak, the sixth Prime Minister of Malaysia. A man born into political royalty, Razak exuded an aura of power and influence. But behind this facade, a darker narrative was beginning to unfold. As whispers of the scandal began to surface, a collective gasp swept across the nation. The very foundations of Malaysia's economic stability seemed to tremble. How could billions vanish under the watch of the nation's leader? Najib Razak and the birth of one MDB. Najib Razak, scion of a political dynasty, ascended to Malaysia's highest office in 2009. He inherited a nation with ambitions of joining the ranks of developed nations. Central to this vision was one MDB, a sovereign wealth fund to drive strategic investments. One MDB, under Razak's purview, had unprecedented financial autonomy. It operated with a veil of secrecy, shrouded from public scrutiny. This lack of transparency was fertile ground for corruption. Razak presented himself as a visionary leader steering Malaysia towards a brighter future. But beneath the progress, a sinister plot was brewing, leading to Malaysia's greatest financial crisis. A web of deceit, the murky origins of the fund. The initial influx of funds into one MDB remains shrouded in mystery. Ostensibly, the fund was capitalized through a combination of government investments and strategic partnerships. However, the exact sources of these initial billions and the terms under which they were acquired remain unclear. Rumors swirl about shadowy figures and clandestine deals struck in the dead of night. Whispers of illicit fortunes funneled through a complex web of shell companies, their ultimate beneficiaries hidden behind layers of corporate secrecy. The lack of transparency surrounding one MDB's origins raises troubling questions. Where did these billions truly originate? And who were the true beneficiaries of this sudden influx of wealth? The advisor's revelation, a trail leading to the Federal Reserve, the intricate web of deceit woven around one MDB began to unravel with the emergence of a key figure, Najib Razak's trusted advisor. This individual, privy to the inner workings of the scheme, grew increasingly disillusioned with the brazen corruption he witnessed. Driven by a sense of duty and patriotism, the advisor decided to risk everything and expose the truth. He revealed that a significant portion of the missing one MDB funds had been used to purchase a staggering sum of United States Federal Reserve bonds. This revelation sent shockwaves through the investigation. The trail of the missing billions had led to the very heart of the global financial system, raising the stakes to unprecedented levels. Section 5. Bonds of contention. The missing billions resurface. The revelation of the Federal Reserve bonds thrust the 1MDB scandal onto the international stage. The audacity of the scheme, involving the potential misappropriation of funds intended for the United States government, sent shockwaves through the global financial system. The bonds, it turned out, were not held in any official Malaysian government account. Instead, they were allegedly stashed away in a private account in Switzerland, accessible only to a select few individuals, including Najib Razak himself. The discovery of the bonds raised a crucial question. What were Najib Razak and his cohorts planning to do with them? Were they to be used as collateral for further illicit loans? Or did they represent a desperate attempt to secure a personal fortune siphoned away from the Malaysian people? Section 7. Razak and Rosmah, a power couple's audacious grab. No account of the 1MDB scandal would be complete without mentioning Rosmah Mansour, Najib Razak's wife. Known for her extravagant lifestyle and penchant for luxury goods, Rosmah became a central figure in the scandal, accused of using 1MDB funds to fuel her lavish spending habits. Witnesses came forward alleging that Rosmah had received millions of dollars in diverted 1MDB funds, funneled through a complex network of shell companies and offshore accounts. These funds were allegedly used to purchase everything from designer handbags and jewelry to luxury real estate and rare artwork. Rosmer's alleged involvement in the 1MDB scandal added a layer of moral outrage to the already shocking financial crimes. The image of a nation's wealth being squandered on the personal indulgences of a privileged few ignited public anger and fueled demands for justice. Goldman Sachs, architects of deception, the tentacles of the 1MDB scandal stretched far beyond the borders of Malaysia, ensnaring one of Wall Street's most powerful institutions, Goldman Sachs. The investment banking giant played a pivotal role in raising billions of dollars for 1MDB through a series of bond offerings. However, what was initially presented as legitimate fundraising for a sovereign wealth fund soon unraveled as a complex scheme of deception. Goldman Sachs, it emerged, had allegedly facilitated the misappropriation of billions of dollars through these bond offerings, with a significant portion of the funds ending up in the pockets of corrupt officials and their associates. The involvement of Goldman Sachs in the 1MDB scandal sent shockwaves through the global financial industry. It raised serious questions about the role of international financial institutions in facilitating corruption and money laundering and the adequacy of regulatory oversight in preventing such abuses. The year was 2009. Najib Tun Razak, the then Prime Minister of Malaysia, envisioned a sovereign wealth fund. It was called One Malaysia Development Berhad, or 1MDB. It promised economic prosperity for Malaysia, but behind this facade of progress lurked a sinister plot, a plot fueled by unbridled greed and a thirst for power. This ambitious project quickly became a magnet for corruption. Millions of dollars were siphoned off from the fund. This left the Malaysian people in the dark, their future mortgaged for the benefit of a select few. Enter Low Take Joe, or Joe Low, a flamboyant Malaysian financier. Joe Low quickly gained the trust of Najib and became a central figure in the 1MDB saga. He was known for his lavish parties, celebrity connections, and an uncanny ability to move billions of dollars across the globe. Low was the mastermind behind a complex web of shell companies and offshore accounts. These were used to funnel funds from 1MDB. He was the puppet master, pulling the strings behind the scenes. Najib's trusted advisor played a pivotal role. He facilitated the issuance of bonds through 1MDB. These bonds were supposed to fund strategic development projects. However, a significant portion was allegedly diverted to secret accounts. These accounts were controlled by Najib and his associates. The audacity of the scheme was breathtaking. Billions of dollars vanished into thin air. The perpetrators left a trail of deceit and betrayal that would shock the world. Datin Seri Rosmah Mansor, the wife of former Malaysian Prime Minister Najib Razak, became a person of intense public scrutiny and interest. She was widely known for her lavish and opulent lifestyle, which often made headlines and drew significant attention. Her lifestyle involved the acquisition of expensive jewelry, designer handbags, and frequent overseas shopping sprees that showcased her immense wealth. US authorities alleged that some of the stolen 1MDB funds were used to purchase a $27.3 million pink diamond necklace, a piece that epitomized her extravagant tastes. This extravagant purchase became a symbol of the scandal's blatant disregard for the Malaysian people, highlighting the stark contrast between the ruling elite and the average citizen. Rosmah's insatiable appetite for luxury goods was a stark contrast to the daily struggles faced by ordinary Malaysians who were grappling with economic hardships and rising living costs. This disparity fueled public outrage and further exposed the depths of corruption within the ruling elite, leading to widespread protests and demands for accountability. The media coverage of Rosmah's extravagant lifestyle and the 1MDB scandal kept the public's attention as more details emerged about the misuse of funds and the luxurious items purchased. Reports revealed that her lavish home was filled with expensive cars, high-end fashion and other luxury items, further cementing her image as a symbol of excess. Meanwhile, ordinary Malaysians continued to work hard to make ends meet, with many living in modest conditions and striving for a better future for their families. The public demonstrations and political speeches that followed called for justice and a thorough investigation into the corruption that had plagued the nation. As the legal proceedings unfolded, Rosma Mansour's role in the scandal was scrutinized, and the court cases became a focal point for those seeking justice. News anchors and headlines continued to discuss the case, keeping the public informed and engaged as the nation watched closely to see the outcome of this high-profile scandal. Rosma's public appearances and the contrasting images of her wealth against the backdrop of Malaysia's economic challenges served as a powerful reminder of the need for transparency and accountability in governance. Section 5. The London Laundromat, a desperate attempt to salvage the loot. As suspicion grew, attempts were made to cover up the tracks of the stolen funds. One such attempt involved the Bank of England.
From where I grew up is the Square Mile, London's financial district. They say the streets are paved with gold, and that isn't as far-fetched as it sounds. How you doing? Yes, I did just walk straight into the Bank of England, the world's second largest depository of gold bullion. I've got an appointment with the bank's chief cashier, one of the very few people with access to its vaults. Sarah John. Hi, Sarah.
Good morning, Idris. Welcome to the Bank of England.
Thanks for having me. I'm looking for some gold.
Am I? Let's go this way.
Now, for obvious reasons, I can't reveal our route. What I can reveal is that I followed Sarah deep underground. Until we reached what is without doubt the thickest steel door I have ever seen. Okay, Sarah, don't worry, I do all my own stunts.
It's a pretty heavy door, isn't it?
Nah, not really, it's all right. Right, after you.
So there you go.
Whoa.
Your first glimpse of the Bank of England's gold.
That is a lot of gold. This is really unreal.
What do you think?
That takes your breath away. This is like Raiders of the Lost Ark. About 30% of the world's gold is held in professional vaults just like this. Okay, Sarah, I mean, how much gold is here?
This is one of 9 gold vaults that we have here at the bank. There's about 400,000 gold bars stored here, and collectively they're worth about £250 billion, something like that.
What?
I know, it's a lot, isn't it?
So, I've got to ask the question, like, why do we have this here? How did it turn into, okay, the bank needs to hold this much gold? What was the process? Like, take me back.
So obviously gold's been used for quite a number of years as a form of money. First of all, gold coins themselves. But the problem with gold coins is they're actually quite heavy to carry around.
Can't flip it, no.
Exactly. So what people started to do was they would take their gold coins to a goldsmith, and the goldsmith would issue them with an IOU.
Okay.
And over time, people realised that actually using those IOUs to pay for goods and services was actually easier than actually going and getting the gold and lugging it around.
Okay.
And those IOUs eventually developed into what we now know as banknotes.
That's fascinating, isn't it? See this? Just there? That's Sarah's signature, with the words, "I promise to pay the bearer on demand the sum of £20. It's just an IOU. But these days, the Bank of England plays an even bigger role. holding gold for the world. So why do countries want to store their gold here?
Countries have what are called reserves, so basically savings that they can draw on when they need to, because gold holds its value very well in a time of crisis.
Right.
And it's really easy to buy and sell here in London, and that supports finance.
That's the thing about gold. It's real, you can touch it, and it holds its value. I mean, there's no sticking one in your pocket and getting out of it, is there?
The house of cards crumbles, unraveling the 1MDB web. In 2015, the Wall Street Journal published an expose. It detailed the alleged flow of $700 million into Najib's personal bank accounts. This revelation sent shockwaves through Malaysia and beyond. It sparked public outrage and demands for accountability. The walls were closing in. The intricate web of lies and deceit began to unravel. Section 7, the Wolf of Wall Street Hollywood glamour fueled by stolen millions. The 1MDB scandal reached the heights of Hollywood. The hit film The Wolf of Wall Street, starring Leonardo DiCaprio, was financed partly with funds allegedly stolen from 1MDB. This revelation added another layer of intrigue and outrage to the scandal. The film, ironically about financial crime, became a symbol of the ill-gotten gains of the 1MDB scheme. It highlighted the global reach of the scandal and its entanglement with the world of glamour and excess. Section 8, Justice, Elusive, the Trial and Sentencing of Najib Razak. Following Najib's removal from office in 2018, a series of trials commenced, captivating the nation. The downfall of Najib Razak, once a powerful figure in Malaysian politics, marked a significant turning point in the country's history. His removal from office was not just a political shift, but the beginning of a legal saga that would grip the nation and the world. The world watched as the former Prime Minister stood accused of corruption, abuse of power, and money laundering. These charges stemmed from the infamous 1MDB scandal, a financial debacle that had far-reaching implications. The trial was not just about Najib, but also about the integrity of Malaysia's financial and political systems. The trials were lengthy and complex, revealing the intricacies of the scheme and the extent of the stolen funds. Legal experts and analysts dissected every detail, and the media coverage was relentless. The courtroom became a battleground where the prosecution and defense presented their cases with fervor. The evidence presented was overwhelming, painting a picture of a deeply entrenched system of corruption. After years of legal battles, Najib was found guilty on multiple charges. The verdict was a culmination of exhaustive investigations and legal proceedings. It was a moment of reckoning for Najib and a significant victory for those who had long fought for justice. The public reaction was mixed, with some celebrating the verdict as a triumph of justice, while others viewed it as a political witch hunt. He was sentenced to 12 years in prison and fined millions of dollars. The sentence was a stark reminder of the consequences of corruption and abuse of power. It sent a clear message that even the most powerful individuals are not immune to the law. The hefty fine was also a step towards recovering the stolen funds and compensating the nation for the financial damage caused. The verdict was a landmark moment for Malaysia, signaling that no one is above the law. It was a pivotal moment in the country's journey towards greater transparency and accountability. The trial and sentencing of Najib Razak will be remembered as a defining chapter in Malaysia's history, a testament to the resilience of its legal system and the unwavering pursuit of justice. Section 9, Ripples of Deceit, Global Consequences and Lessons Unlearned. The 1MDB scandal sent shockwaves throughout the global financial system. Regulators and law enforcement agencies around the world launched investigations, uncovering a trail of illicit transactions and complicit individuals. The scandal exposed weaknesses in the international financial system and highlighted the need for greater transparency and accountability. The repercussions of the scandal extended beyond Malaysia, tarnishing the country's reputation and shaking investor confidence. It served as a stark reminder of the corrosive effects of corruption on societies and the importance of upholding the rule of law. Section 10, The Unsolved Enigma, Lingering Questions and the Future of Malaysia. Despite the convictions and the recovery of some of the stolen funds, the 1MDB saga is far from over. Many questions remain unanswered. The scandal has left a deep scar on Malaysia's financial and political landscape, raising concerns about the integrity of its institutions and the effectiveness of its regulatory frameworks. The whereabouts of Joe Low remain unknown. His elusive nature has turned him into a symbol of the scandal's unresolved aspects. Authorities worldwide continue their search, but his ability to evade capture has only added to the intrigue and frustration surrounding the case. The full extent of the conspiracy and the identities of all those involved are still shrouded in mystery. Investigations have revealed a complex web of deceit involving high-ranking officials and international entities, but many players remain in the shadows, their roles and motives unclear. The 1MDB scandal stands as a cautionary tale. It highlights the vulnerabilities in global financial systems and the ease with which they can be exploited. The scandal has prompted calls for greater transparency and accountability in both public and private sectors. It is a testament to the dangers of unchecked greed. The lavish lifestyles funded by the stolen money serve as a stark contrast to the economic hardships faced by ordinary Malaysians, underscoring the need for ethical governance and responsible leadership. It is a reminder that even in the face of overwhelming power and influence, truth and justice must prevail. The ongoing legal battles and public outcry demonstrate the resilience of those committed to uncovering the truth and holding the guilty accountable. The fight for a corruption-free Malaysia continues. Citizens, activists and reformers are united in their quest for a transparent and just society. The future of Malaysia hinges on the lessons learned from this scandal and the collective efforts to build a nation where integrity and justice are paramount.